our audio. Did you even check our audio?
Two guys talking without wearing pants. Pantless podcast. You can take our ideas.
Welcome back to the Pantless podcast. I'm Travis.
I'm Austin. We did it.
Flipping everybody off there for a minute. I just look over and I just see two fingers up, and I'm like, "Oh my god! Oh wow! We're kicking this season off strong." Gonna have to edit
we're both number one.
Yeah.
We're both number one. We can't lose our clean rating this far. We're in season 14, man. We're in season 14. We're starting to mature, or are we a teenager? Is this like dog years? Are podcasts like dog years or human years? Are we about to start rebelling?
I think this is our rebel season.
This is a rebel season. I wonder what that's going to look like.
Speaking of rebel season, you want to kick this off with me making you super jealous?
Yeah.
So that picture I sent you earlier?
Yeah.
That's 2 tickets to the St. Louis showing of Baby Metal. My wife bought them for me. They're my birthday present early.
Nice. That is I didn't even know they were coming to St. Louis. When are they going to be in St. Louis?
The 2 days that I took off work. In September 27th and 28th.
Oh,
they're going to be there that Wednesday. That's why she had me take off work those 2 days. Because we're going to drive to St. Louis that day.
Oh, man.
It shows at 7 o'clock Wednesday night. So we're going to drive to St. Louis.
Oh, my goodness. That is epic. Now I have to go. I can't sit through days of work. I think it's that week they're going to be in Omaha. I'm going to go to that show because I cannot sit through hearing you talk about how epic of a show you got to witness.
You during the show.
So okay, you just sold me. I can't do it. I'm going to buy at least 2 tickets. Me and my son will go.
She bought these a while back, and I guess when I came home Wednesday and was because you would talk to me about it.
She had already had them in the pocket.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to reveal this before he buys more tickets."
That is awesome. That is great.
And she bought me 2 of their DVDs from 2014, a London show and one of their Japanese shows.
Nice.
They're live DVDs. I'll have to pass one along for you.
Nice.
Early birthday present, 4 months early.
We should have a watch party. Come over. Yeah, let's watch the DVDs.
I already watched the London one. Kicked that in as soon as I got it.
Nice.
Some of their older songs. But I'm excited.
Yeah. So for the people that don't know, there is an amazing band. I think we've talked about them before.
We have talked about Baby Metal.
They might be on our Spotify playlist. They should be if they're not. I'll have to check into that.
Should be.
But they are kicking off their North American leg of their world tour with Death Clock next week or in 2 weeks. They're coming to Dallas to start their North American tour, and they're going to be here through October before they jump over to Europe.
I thought they were going to be here till. Is it October?
It's October or November.
So I know that they're in Stockholm on my birthday in November.
Okay, so then, yeah, I guess it would be October. But yeah, check them out. They are fantastic. If you are into metal music, they are metal. Check out their Wikipedia page. It says something like them being metal kawaii or something, which is completely
metal.
Yeah, completely accurate. They're so good.
So they're actually going to be in Houston 8/30, which is
okay.
Into this month. Then the 31st, the next day, they're in Dallas. And then they're going to go to Orlando in 2 days after that. Then they're playing shows. They're in Orlando, Atlanta, Nashville, all within days of each other. There's only they're in Orlando one day, next day they're in Atlanta, and then they take a day off and go to Nashville.
So the people that have been listening to us for a while, they might know this because we added their song "Gimme Chocolate." Mm-hmm. We added their song to our playlist on September 3rd of 2021. So we're coming up to the 2-year anniversary of Baby Metal being on our Spotify playlist. Official. Click the link in the description to get access to that playlist.
So it looks like. So they're in St. Louis on the 27th,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're in Omaha the next day. Thursday, they're in Omaha.
So you're going to see it a day before I am.
Yeah.
You lucky, lucky man.
You can go to Denver the 30th.
That's too far of a drive. You've got to drive up a mountain to get to Denver. Not interested.
So, I mean,
I don't know if my geography might be way off. People in Colorado might be like, you don't have to drive up a mountain. We're east of the Rockies. What are you talking about?
I thought that whole state was a mountain.
Yeah.
Everybody goes skiing there. I mean, I figured.
Yeah. They love their West Virginia mountain mama.
No, that's the other. That's east. That's east of us. Colorado's west of us.
But John Denver sings that song.
But he was from the Virginias, right?
But Denver's in Colorado.
But that don't mean that just because his last name is Denver.
Wait. So our names. My last name's Brown.
No,
but you're gonna tell me. But
you're not from Cleveland.
You're gonna tell me like I'm a white guy or something, and I'm gonna refuse to accept it because my last name is Brown.
No. Well,
so
sorry to say, sir. You're as white as they come.
That sounded way more inappropriate than it probably should have.
As soon as I said it, I went, "That's exactly how I meant that."
Let's move on to something else. We've talked about some music. Have you listened to any of Baby Metal's newer stuff? Have you checked out?
I want their new album, the other one. They have a DVD for them in Japan. Of that album. I want that. I don't think I've really listened to too much of their newer stuff. I just listen to them. I don't really know. Okay, here's how bad I am. I just listen to them as background noise most of the time because I don't understand a word they're saying. I know most of their songs, but there's a couple of their songs that's like I don't know the name of this song.
That's fair. I think it's kind of epic. It's a little bit slower, but their song Metal Kingdom from the other one album.
Metal Kingdom's good. The wife sent me a video of that one the other day.
I'm going to add that to our list.
What's the one that I was reading some stuff?
I haven't heard it, but Monochrome is like one of their popular songs, but I don't think I've listened to it yet.
In this house, our favorite song is Pop Pop Ya.
Pop Pop Ya, okay.
Papaya.
All right. I added that one too. They get back-to-back Baby Metal because we're going to back-to-back shows. I'm speaking it. I don't even have tickets yet, but I'm saying it. It's going to happen.
Divine Attack is one of my favorite ones from the newest album. And I guess the lead singer actually got accolades. And that was I guess that's the first song she's actually written as a lyricist.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because I guess all the other stuff, I don't know who writes their music, but I actually saw on their Wikipedia, which you can trust everything on Wikipedia.
Of course.
Divine Attack is the first time she got credit for being a lyricist.
Nice.
So.
Very nice.
And I found out today that the band that she came from, the Baby Metal was kind of born from, is no longer a band. They ended in 2021. I did not realize that.
Whoa.
The Sakura... I can't pronounce the last word.
Okay.
It was a J-pop group that comprised of 10 to 15-year-old girls.
Mm-hmm.
And the lead singer of Baby Metal, she was one of the founding members, one of the first members. And whenever these girls would turn 15 and graduate primary school, they would graduate from the band and move on, and they'd bring in young girls to replace them. There was always like 10 to 12 girls in the group. Each girl was part of a class or club.
Interesting.
And that was their little group that they would sing with during the concerts. And Sue Metal, which is the lead singer, she was part of the Metal Club.
Okay.
And in that that's where Baby Metal was born. Ha, Baby Metal born. And when she graduated from there, Baby Metal got so popular that it became its own thing. And it outlived its original group. I guess there was like one or two other groups that kind of was born from that.
Nice.
So.
What do you know new? Now I know that. I was today years old when I found that out.
I guess the guy that helped start that original group was a huge metalhead and loved metal music. He's like, hey, let's try to fuse J-pop and metal. It probably won't work, but let's try it. And now they're like one of the biggest bands in the world, in my opinion.
Well, they're on a world tour with Death Clock, so...
Death Clock, don't know anything about that. Let me... sell me.
All I know, so...
Is it Death Clock?
Yeah, I know them from, I believe they were the ones that had their Adult Swim show on Cartoon Network when we were children, and that's what I know them from. I never actually realized that they were a real band until I saw them on the ticket with Baby Metal. I always thought that they were just a cartoon.
They came from Metalocalypse.
Oh, were they? That was early 90s?
Said Death Clock is a fictional melodic death metal band featured in the Adult Swim animated television series Metalocalypse. Known for its satirical or parodic... I can't read tonight.
But they are fun. They're funny if you...
So they released
listen. Okay.
They released their first album in 2007. Go on.
Okay. But they're funny. They've got good stuff. Watch them on YouTube. They're funny.
I'll have to look them up. Oh, that's what everybody keeps saying. I thought that was another group. They have a song called Mermaider. That's what the wife was talking about. I thought that was another band, but no, that's one of their songs. Go Forth and Die. Fan song, Face Fisted. That's inappropriate. You can't say that, Austin.
I didn't say it, sir. You did. It wasn't me.
Said it, but I'm offended.
There's a metal song.
You should put that one on our Spotify list.
Face Fisted?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We get canceled because of this. Oh, man. I'm so mad at you.
So, now I'm excited. Now I'm even more excited to go to this show. Me and the wife were debating who was going to open. And I'm fairly certain that Death Clock will open for Baby Metal.
They better.
Well, it's Baby Metal's world tour. Even though I think the North American tour is called Baby Clock or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of mixed the names for the tour. Because I guess every show they're going to be together. It's only them two for this whole North American leg. So, when I get off here, I'm going to have to listen to some of their stuff and kind of study for the show.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, I guess that was our breaking news. And what do you know new? I
actually had breaking news. What are you talking about?
Hey, let's before we get into that, let's do some breaking video game news that you might get excited about. Something I heard Thursday. They announced They announced the release date for the new TMNT Shredder's Revenge DLC.
Oh, okay.
And also announced another new playable character added in the DLC. So, August 31st will be the release date.
Coming up. Okay.
Less than 2 weeks. It's going to be an $8 DLC.
Not bad.
It'll have new playable missions. It'll
Good.
have
Need that.
Yeah, it's got its own campaign for the DLC. You can
Good.
change filters to make it look black and white like some of the comic books. I think like the foot soldiers still have color, but it's like color washed for everyone else. The background's color washed in black and white.
Okay.
I don't know that I keep forgetting. You already knew that they were gonna add the bunny, Usagi.
No, I did not know that. I haven't heard anything about the DLC.
Okay, there's 2 new characters.
Okay.
They're adding. Let me see this. Try to remember his name. So the one they announced Wednesday is Karai.
I don't know who that is either. I don't know the bunny or Karai.
She was she's Shredder's like second in command. In some shows she's Shredder's adopted daughter. And she allies with the Turtles every so often when she's not agreeing with what her father's doing. And the other character is Usagi Yojimbo. He's crossed over with the Turtles a couple times. He's a samurai rabbit. Okay.
Interesting. They must be straight from the comics or something. I've never seen them in any show, unless they're new.
I want to say Usagi. He's been in a couple. I think he's been in a couple of the animated series. But he's literally in an episode or 2. And he had his own show. I think he's got his own animated show on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
And I think the 2011-2012 animated series, I want to say she was in it quite a bit.
That's probably what was that. It wasn't from the OG 80s cartoon that I wouldn't know them.
I don't think she was in any of those. That puts the character list to 9. Once they're added.
Sweet.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I've been waiting. Need some new levels. That is the one downside. I mean, the game was cheap, so no big deal.
Yeah.
And I got it even cheaper because I got it pre-ordered. But it went by pretty quick. It went by pretty quick. And it's hard. Those types of games, unless you're just really, really into 100%ing stuff, it's the replay value is just you can play it with each character just to see what that's like, and then you're done. It's like, okay, what do I do now?
Sunday, this past Sunday, me, the wife, and the kids, we jumped on the Switch because you could play up to 6 people. And we started it up, and we beat the game in about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yep.
Start to finish, all 6 of us, because even my 5-year-old was playing with us.
Yeah.
And I've got almost all of the I got more than half of the characters maxed out at level 10.
Oh wow.
Just because when we play, we're playing with 5 to 6 characters all in one run.
Yeah.
So it's breaking news.
Breaking. So there's an article yesterday posted by Gizmodo.com that some archaeologists were playing in the dirt just very recently over in Spain, somewhere in the Iberian Peninsula. And they came across funerary site, funeral place where they have funerals. And it dated to over 7,000 years ago. They found a girl who was ceremonially buried 7,000 years ago. That is the oldest ceremonial burial that they've ever found by over 1,000 years. Before that, it was about 6,000 years is when they're like, oh yeah, this is when people started burying their dead. It's like 6,000 years ago.
Where at?
Over in somewhere near Spain.
Oh.
It might have been in a cave in Spain. But yeah, teenage girl, 7,000 years ago, was ceremonially buried over there. Pushing back history as we know it. It's the more we know, the more we realize we don't know anything. Woo! So that's my breaking news.
We still don't know what's in the ocean.
Oh no. We'll never know what's in the ocean.
One of these days.
Oh gosh. No. I would rather go to space than the ocean. The ocean's too scary. Way too scary.
You don't want to go take a submarine ride?
Nah. No interest. No interest. I mean, we've reviewed some sub movies.
I mean, I can make a sub in my
I did not know until we started reviewing those submarine movies that we did a while back.
Yeah.
But there are no windows on submarines. It's all sonar. Like, you can't see anything because if you had windows, the pressure would just destroy you and you would die. So, terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
Space or under the sea?
That will be our next poll. I don't know if you saw our last poll that's been going on for 2 weeks. Sexiest Ninja Turtle was our last poll.
Oh.
The people on Spotify this week, yeah, space or sea. I'll have to remember to put that in there. That'll be our poll for the week.
Well, how's the poll that who's winning the poll that you put up?
That's an excellent question. That is an excellent question. Let's check that out. You want to keep them entertained while I try to find the poll?
No.
Hey, we hit our 1,000th play with our last podcast of all time.
That's what I'm talking about.
Congratulations.
There you go.
We're at 995, and then our last episode, A Polar Bear Fell on Me, we had 5 plays, putting us at 1,000.
So I'm talking about.
Sweet. Let's see. Oh man, we don't really get a lot of interaction with our podcasts. Most of our polls, whenever we have a poll, it was, "What do you think about this episode?" And so far, scrolling through trying to get to this last one, nobody's ever interacted with our poll. All sad. What movie would you like us to review next? Nothing. There's got to be a better. Let's go only shows with. All right, fun fact. Nobody voted in that poll. So.
That's fair.
There you go. There you go. I filtered it to only show episodes with the new Q&A replies, and no episodes meet this criteria. How sad. But. All right.
We had a new achievement on YouTube.
Oh yeah?
I don't know how this happened. 1,000
All
views.
Right. We hit 1,000 views on YouTube the same week we hit 1,000 listens in podcasts.
Our last episode, our season finale, had 7 views.
How crazy!
We've had 46 in the last 28 days.
Okay.
What's going on?
How fun!
Let's cancel this podcast.
Not yet. We haven't said anything racist. We got to get to that point first. We have to accidentally say something racist and offend an entire population.
We still have oodles and oodles of videos that don't have any views, but our last, like this past season, was our best one to boot. 4 or 5 views per episode. Somebody's going through and watching our stuff.
We appreciate it.
Hey. Keep watching. We're doing something right.
I'm hearing that you're getting some inside knowledge on how to boost views on shorts. I heard that just a little while ago.
Who's been lying to you?
They said that they gave you the tips on how to hashtag stuff properly.
I don't know who's been doing that. They've been trying, but I have not been understanding a word they're telling me.
Yeah, they also said that he tried to show you how to change your video format in your editing software so you can get us to where we can actually, you can see us in shorts properly, but you're not. You're not happening yet.
Sense to me at all. This person's been speaking Spanish to me.
It sounded like English.
I'm too old for this stuff.
Then another guy in the same profession was ragging on you. Me and that guy were talking about. He was like, "Hey, don't you have to be gone?" Because this was like close to 5 o'clock today. And he's like, "Don't you be gone?" Talking to Travis pretty soon. I was like, "Yeah, but I'm here." And the other guy was like, "Hey, what are you talking about?" So tell him what's going on. And we were talking about fantasy football. And he's like, "Does Travis know football?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "He's a Washington fan." He goes, "Oh, so he doesn't know football." And I was like, fair.
No more than these Dallas people.
But he's on board with your team going back to the original name.
Hold on. Who is this person's favorite team? I'll know who you're talking about.
Green Bay. Or it used to be Green Bay until they lost Rodgers. And now he's looking at picking a new favorite.
Trying to think
he's mad at Green Bay.
Of the same profession as the person that's been giving me video advice?
Yeah.
Which one is a Green Bay fan?
Yeah, big OU fan.
Yeah, it doesn't help me either.
Oh.
You'll have to tell me later.
Yeah, I'll tell you later. But he is in support of your team getting their original name back.
I mean, I've heard good things.
And because of his ethnicity, he's allowed to have an opinion on that.
That's fair. With my ethnicity, I'm not allowed to have an opinion on that.
Correct, you are not.
So,
right.
let's get off this topic.
Yeah, I was trying to, and before we move on, fantasy football is starting up. We really need one more team. I want to have 14.
Ooh, this is a rough season.
I did talk to the big D. Can we say his name? He was on our podcast last week. Can we say his name?
Which one?
The one that was on our podcast last week.
Dalton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can say Dalton. Okay. All right. So talking to Dalton, maybe be able to talk Dalton into. But he's hardcore. He's like the Cunninghams. He wants it to be dirty. Like loser buys everybody's meal at the trophy ceremony, and
afford that.
he's like he wants to be. He's like, we gotta have something. He's like,
did you watch that video that David sent about the Reaper League or whatever that was called?
Yes, that was interesting.
I would be that. I would volunteer to be that final team.
I just want to know how does. I mean, I guess we can. I kind of want to do that, and we might. Should we talk about setting up a second league that's just a Reaper League? And hey, if you're interested, if you're into the Reaper League, join this other league. Because that would be cool. That would be, and if you beat them, you get to automatically get one of their players.
Yeah, you get to pick one of their players that you, I guess, make a trade for.
Yeah, that has to be accepted.
Like, dang,
that's fair.
Like fun.
That's cool. I like that.
What was it? You don't get to, if you're the Reaper, you don't, or is that what they called it? Reaper? Am I right on that?
Yeah.
And you just don't draft.
You get moved to the back of the line. I mean, it's got to be like kind of manually done by the league manager. But yeah, you don't draft until everybody else has filled their team, and then you get to pick based on what's left.
And you're always at the top of the waiver wire.
And then you are always every week you are at the top of the waiver wire. You get automatically moved up there after the last game.
And you have to pick. So that means that you are using bottom level players.
Yep.
A ton of rookies.
Probably, maybe.
Strong rookie class this year. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Did you see that throw the Anthony?
But then you're at the top. Then you're at the top of the waiver. So, a lot of people aren't going to pick up backups. And so, as soon as you see a starter goes down, you get their backup, and now you got all the points for that team.
Yep.
All the starting points.
Did you see that throw that Anthony Richardson made in practice this week?
No.
He was fully off the ground. Like he jumped and did like a cross the body throw and threw it like 50 yards on the guy was just standing still. The guy downfield never moved. And the ball landed right in his lap. Perfectly. I'm like,
all right.
That's beautiful. Hey, you know what else was beautiful?
What?
I don't remember what button. I missed that cue.
Retro movie review.
There you go. We've not been doing this for 2 weeks. I'm a little out of practice. We watched a movie.
Yeah, we did.
Possibly the greatest movie of all time.
It was so 90s. It started out, I got TMNT vibes.
Yeah.
Like, crazy. That dark New York alley.
What about that just inappropriate love music that played every time the two were together?
That saxophone.
The saxophone. Every time. I had a laugh out loud moment when he's training up in the mountains, and that last time you see him run and make that turn up that mountain, and he's like running and he does this weird like foot shuffle because he can't run. Seagal doesn't run well.
He runs like he's
got the goofiest run.
Like you can't. Why would you? If I was a director, I would not film his upper body at least, or maybe just his torso. But the way his hands are like up, like he runs like you would think Donald Trump would run. Like he's like.
But then when he turned, his feet were doing this weird like shuffle. He wasn't running. He was like, I'm like, why is this in the movie? Why did you show this scene?
Yeah, it is. It is bizarre.
So hard.
Why would you show it? It doesn't make any sense.
I'm happy that you caught that too. It's like, what happened here?
No, and then it just made his movements when he was training even more like he was just like doing his karate chops, and it's just
like why?
I thought he's and maybe I'm just wrong, or I don't know. Isn't he a legit martial artist? Like a legit martial artist?
But I think
But he's just so goofy, and you can't take him seriously. But you're just like, I'm not going to take you seriously. But he's like, cut my heart out. Cut my heart out. Come at me. What, is it not fair? Let me get on my knees. Is this fair? Cut my heart out. It's like, what is going on here?
When he walked into that pool room and he's like, I got a gun. This isn't fair.
Yeah.
I really should put this away. And it's like, yes.
What did he say? Anybody got a cue? Or pass me the cue? And they tried to do one-liners in there. They tried. It was... I'm going to take you to the bank. To the blood bank. Come on, man.
It's just... The movie was corny as hell. And it just... Like, O'Malley, did he die in the end? Who knows?
We don't know, yeah.
Nobody goes back to check on him. Like... There's not a scene at the end of him and his son getting back together. Like they kind of have like an embrace there in Chinatown, and then they split up. He goes and takes on the senator guy. That guy gets like that he gets arrested, and you've been set up, and they're like, yeah, he's gonna be a star, and then the movie goes off.
Yeah, he goes rogue, murders a ton of people, and they're like...
Cops.
Yeah, murders a ton of cops, and they're like, we know you were set up. He went rogue. Anybody in the real world, murder. You're not allowed to be a vigilante, but they're like, we know you were set up.
Yeah.
He went and hunted down dozens of people, and they're like, I'm sorry, Storm. Like... Man.
There was a couple scenes as well where the rogue cops were shooting up public places.
Yeah.
And, like, where's the actual cops? Like, nothing's happened. Like, the guy shot up that hospital when Storm first woke up. He shot 2 people. She busted him out, but why were cops not? He literally walked out of the front door of the hospital with a pistol in his hand. Like, where'd he go? And cars are just driving past, and he's just like, and he just leaves. Like, this movie's so cheesy.
Yeah. So cheesy, it's not even on Common Sense Media.
And they shoot up that Jeep. And I think at one point, it looked like Seagal was on the right side of the car. In one of the scenes, it looked like
I didn't catch that.
It looked like he was switching between driver and passenger seat.
That's funny. I didn't catch that.
And he was sitting, he never like ducked down, and there was like bullet holes in the windshield right where his face was. And I'm like, how did you not get shot here?
Both of them had bullet holes right where their faces were.
You can see she was ducking down, but there was no doors on the Jeep. It was a soft top Jeep.
Yeah. I think it's hey, you like Michael Gio?
Dude, that whole scene.
How hot is it?
That whole scene. They just swap vehicles and drive off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we don't even want to talk about him stealing the Corvette.
Yeah, no, nothing about that either.
Like, you're good, man. We'll just wipe all that.
You can't do that in Texas. That's a real car.
Yeah.
What does that mean? You can't do that in Texas. That's a rental car. I don't think you're allowed to steal any car anywhere. What are you talking about? Oh, so funny, so good.
But why did he go to that casino just to get a message from O'Malley about where they were going to meet? And then and it was like, why was this a stopgap between?
Gotta have a plan. You gotta have a plan. They had eyes everywhere, even at the casino. They weren't anticipating that. They're like, where can we go? The most random place. Let's go hook up and get a message at the casino. They had guys at the casino.
Oh, in the scene where he went to the old house to get the camera and just walks in and rips a hole in the wall, grabs his camera.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think your decorator's doing a terrible job. Just walks out, and she doesn't say anything. That's it. Like, they just walk in like they're going to buy the place. She's like, it's not for sale. And then they just walk out after her place is destroyed and don't say anything to her, and then...
She's just like speechless on the front lawn.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell? All right. We do have some Metacritic.
Oh my gosh. I don't even want to guess what Metacritic...
12 critics out of 100.
Oh, this has got to be bad. A 31.
You're pretty close. 41.
A 41. Okay, interesting. That's kind of where I was putting the users. I was going to say a 4.2. I'm going to stick with a 4.2.
10 users out of 10, 4.2.
I'm going to say 4.2. Yeah.
Well, they liked it a little bit better. 5.5.
Okay. All right.
Not great.
Yeah.
Metacritic must see. Not really. I'm just messing with you. Mustn't see. Let's see here. Let's get down here into... So, critics give it 3 positive, 5 mixed, 4 negative. Users give it 4 positive, 3 mixed, 3 negative. New York Times gives it its highest score of a 70.
Oh, wow.
Mr. Seagal is effective for both his novelty value and his ability to be both literally and figuratively disarming. And the film itself is a lively one for its genre, ambitious enough to do more than simply string fight scenes together.
That's kind of all it did, but okay.
Yeah. Let's see here. I don't see your chronicles.
Boo.
Entertainment gave it a 16. Lowest score.
Oh. Okay.
It's kind of a weird, odd... Normally it's like 5s and whatnot. At this point, revenge thrillers have become so standardized that these films are really all the same film. a mixed master blend with Death Wish, Dirty Harry, Enter the Dragon, and Rambo. A star with a personality would only gum up the works. Oh, a star with a personality would only gum up the works. So I guess they're saying he has no personality. The Seattle Times gave it a 25. Steven Seagal should go to a 7-year coma more often. It suits his acting ability. A coma is what happens to him in Hard to Kill, his latest hard to swallow and dull to sit through formula vigilante movie.
Wow. Some rough reviews.
San Francisco Chronicle gave it a 25. This time the martial arts philosophy lesson rings hollow.
Okay.
Los Angeles Times gave it a 30. I'm going to read most of these because we don't really have...
That's fair.
There's nothing dopier than the crooks in 1 against 100 action movies, except maybe the people who cook them up. Man. Empire gave it a 40. 1 for fans only.
Yeah.
Variety gave it a 60. It ain't pretty, but it gets the action fans off.
Wow.
Let's see here. Well, do you got anything?
So we don't have any Common Sense Media.
No.
But
see what they said about this one.
I'll go over some stuff from the IMDb Parents Guide. They've got an interesting reviewing system. So kind of they rank their categories based on democracy. So like sex and nudity, they say it's mild because 11 out of 20 people said it was mild.
Oh.
And they just say 2 long extended kissing scenes, 1 on the bed, 1 on the ground, and the bed features side breast nudity. The ground, none. So, violence and gore, severe, because 7 out of 12 people found it severe. Let's see, there's a fight in between Storm and 3 men in a room, and 2 of them attack him with cue sticks. He disarms them and beats them, and a 3rd man attacks him with a knife. He evades the attack and jams the cue stick into the man. That was pretty gross when he jammed into that guy's neck.
So satisfying. I hated that guy in the whole movie. Yeah,
and then kicked him in the face, like, while he had that thing in his neck. I was like, oh, that was gross. But, yeah, he deserved it. Strong shootouts, blah, blah, blah. Profanity. Oh, and there's lots of arm breaking. That was pretty gross. Profanity.
That's a Seagal movie thing, though.
8 out of 13 people found it moderate. They said not more than 10 uses of the F word, and they do not dominate the dialogue. Also, frequent uses of SOB.
It seemed like every time they would throw an F-bomb, it was like, oh, there it is.
Yeah. And there were some GDs in there too, and so this ain't no Common Sense Media. Alcohol, drugs, and smoking. It was almost unanimous. Found it mild. 6 out of 7 found it mild for smoking. And then frightening and intense scenes. 5 out of 8 people found it to be moderate. They said the scene where Mason and his wife gets attacked by the killers, where his wife is dead and Mason is nearly killed, can be intense and emotional. There are a couple of brutal fights, and the convenience store scene is brutal and intense. I don't know. That was that first scene. That was another random scene where he goes into a convenience store and then just some random thugs show up and shoot the convenience store owner. They shoot him with a shotgun, and then he just has like a little bitty hole in his, shoulder. I don't know. I feel like it would be bigger.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody shot with a shotgun, but based on all the other movies I've watched, that's what I would think. But yeah, it's a Rated R flick for strong violence and strong language. Let me see something interesting with ratings. In France, it's rated for 12-year-olds. It's a France 12. In Finland, they have a 1990 cut that is good for K through 16. Denmark says 15-year-olds can watch it. And then in the United States on TV, it gets a TV 14 for language, sexuality, and violence. In Singapore, they cut it so much that it's rated PG.
Nice.
They're like, yeah, we're not going to show all that crazy stuff. I want to see if it's banned anywhere.
Probably in Australia. No, seriously, this would be one of the movies. There's so much.
Oh no, they give it rated R in Australia.
Okay.
So if it's not banned in Australia, it's not going to be banned anywhere, and it's not. Interesting. All right. Do we have anything to add before we unveil our next movie?
There's nothing else to say about this movie.
It's funny. It's totally 90s. It is stereotypical 90s action, stereotypical Steven Seagal.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was watching some Tom Segura, old Tom Segura stand-up, and he was talking about Steven Seagal, and just cracking up, because it's spot on. I don't remember which one it was, but he's like, I've been doing martial arts for 30 years. And how he bows to all the Asians, and he's like, I was born in the U.S. I've been doing martial arts for 87 years.
He just shows up to random police force stuff, and I train cops.
Yeah.
Have you seen him lately?
I don't know.
Rough.
The last time I saw him, he did look rough. He was big and did not look like he should be a cop. Oh, wait, banned in Norway. There we go. Breaking news. This movie was banned in Norway when it was released. They were able to cut it down, and eventually the people in Norway were able to watch it, and it was rated 18 and up with their cut down version.
Oof, I'm not paying for that.
So we're going to watch the movie that is on our sheet. Is that what we're going to do?
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Let's do it.
So we're going to watch anything else, so
we'll
it'll give me a week to kind of prep some other stuff and find some other movies.
Chitty chitty bang bang.
Chitty chitty bang bang.
We love you. Hey ho. Chitty chitty bang bang. Chitty chitty bang bang. I want you. Dick Van Dyke. I don't know who else is in it. It's on Disney Plus, right? I think. Last I knew it was.
I was just looking at that. Did I already click on? I
think it's on Disney Plus. And coming to Disney Plus, I'm super stoked. At the end of this month, Ahsoka. I think the 20. It's gonna be. I think it's next week. 26, maybe. That's not next week. I don't know. This month, Ahsoka's coming to Disney Plus, and I am excited about it. Yeah.
So,
okay.
I think that's about it.
That's it. Let's go.
Sorry, I'm researching while you were talking there. I was researching some stuff about some possibilities of some things moving forward. So,
okay.
I don't know if I talked. I don't know if I think we talked off screen about what I'm wanting to do here in about mid-September. So I don't think we mentioned it to those people.
Nope.
and we'll
Did
keep
not.
it a secret
And
on
you-
that one.
Oh yeah.
I have some
Ooh,
things in
okay.
the works,
Yeah.
and I think we are going to call it there, and we'll see you folks next week.
Peace.
That's the wrong one. I suck.
We all suck.